Precipitation is on the way, and it could come in the form of snow. We'll have a live report.
Officials in Baldwin have found a missing man. We'll have the latest on what happened.
And Central Catholic High School students are now mourning the death of a fellow student.
This is Kdka-Tv News at noon.
Good afternoon. If you haven't seen them yet, you could see your first snowflakes of the season so far.
That's right. In fact, the first observation in the city of Pittsburgh of snow this season so far. Let's check in first with meteorologist Dennis Bowman. Dennis.
Yes, it's been an interesting day, varying forms of precipitation, and we go right to Viper weather radar to show that, yeah, you see the white on the enhancement there indicating some snow showers there in Ohio, but then it switches back to rain as the temperatures have been warming up on us. However, let me zoom this out nice and wide for you so you can see the rotation of precipitation around our low that's over towards the east coast, and that's a pretty good slug of moisture that's going to be coming around off the lake in colder air. And so eventually, and that's probably going to be later on tonight, we will see some snow showers in here, especially that will coat things in the higher terrain off to the east. Now right now we just took a little jump up to 40 degrees under overcast skies, west-northwest winds 21 to 25. That's going to be another issue, is some rather gusty winds. They have a wind advisory out in the central part of the state, traveling east on the turnpike, getting kind of nasty. At 4 o'clock, we'll be right around 39 degrees, temperature not moving much, and so there'll be some rain mixed with snow right on into the evening. 8 o'clock, 37. Now we expect to change over to all snow by about 11 o'clock tonight. The temperature there 35 degrees, and it's going to be just a little too warm for us to get any accumulation to speak of here in Pittsburgh, but again, in the higher terrain, Laurel Mountains and so forth, a few inches will accumulate overnight. Yes, it's our first snow of the season. Flurries were observed between 9 and 10 this morning. The first snow occurrence in Pittsburgh last year didn't happen until November 6th, so we're just a little bit ahead of last year's pace. Well, I have the full forecast for you coming up in just a bit. Stacy?
All right, Dennis, thank you. Of course, the first seasonal snowfall means that road crews are now on alert. Trina Orlando joins us live now from Westmoreland County with more. Trina?
Yes, Stacey, it's hard to believe we are talking about snow because last week at this time, many people here in Westmoreland County were still walking around in short sleeves, but it is a very different scene today. The wind is blowing and people on the streets are bundled up in their hats and their gloves and their scarves, and for good reason. We could see our first snow of the season here in Westmoreland County later today. Now, PennDOT crews and other roads crews here in Westmoreland County are hard at work today. They are preparing for this possible snow that we could see later today. Now, the good news, we are not expecting to see much accumulation, as Dennis said, mostly some slushy stuff, but the Laurel Mountain areas could see around 3 inches in some areas. If you are heading out today and there is precipitation in the air, make sure you take it slow on the roads. PennDOT says, however, drivers do not need to worry. They have a crew of about 68 trucks that is ready to hit the road and prepare us for this first snow of the season.
Today. So currently we have all our trucks are equipped with spreaders and plows, and we have approximately 30,000 tons of salt on the ground throughout the county, and we're ready for the first snow.
And now the area most likely to see that snow again is the Laurel Mountains area. That is in the southeastern part of Westmoreland County. We are headed there today. We are going to talk to officials there about the preparations for this snow, and as soon as it falls, we will, of course, bring it to you. For now, reporting live in Westmoreland County, Trina Orlando, Kdka-Tv News.
All right, Trina, thank you. The search for a man who wandered away from a personal care home in Baldwin has come to a happy conclusion. Harold Hayes live in Baldwin with the latest here. Harold.
Well, it turned out to be a happy ending here at the Oak Leaf Personal Care Home in Baldwin Borough, but there was reason to be concerned there could have been a much different ending. Overnight, Baldwin police were called when after the 4:30 a.m. bed check, it was determined 48-year-old Jim Bavuso was missing. He was last seen wearing a short-sleeved shirt and no coat, so the search began under the cover of darkness with EMS, fire department crews, K-9 units, and Stat Medevac all joining in on the search. Bavuso was in a personal care facility because of cardiac complications and some dementia issues, according to the Baldwin Borough Police Chief.
It was ultimately found at approximately 10:30 at the Denny's restaurant on Route 51 in West Mifflin, and apparently had walked from this facility to there.
That's a good ways, isn't it?
I would say probably 3 miles at least.
It turns out the man had planned to go visit relatives in Elizabeth if he could have, but was spotted when he left the restaurant in West Mifflin by someone who had seen news reports that he was missing. Reporting live from Baldwin, Harold Hayes, Kdka-Tv News.
Harold, thank you. Kyle Wilson, the Central Catholic High School student and football player, died last night. His school and classmates are reacting to his death. Bob Allen is live now at Children's Hospital in Oakland with more on the story. Bob?
Stacy's 16-year-old Kyle Wilson was described as a great kid and a great student who was coming into his own as a football player. His fight for life ended last night after a brief stay here at Children's Hospital. A somber morning at Central Catholic High School in Oakland. Some students just getting the news that 16-year-old Kyle Wilson died at Children's Hospital overnight.
Oh, he was a nice guy. You know, we knew him, me and my brother, we knew him since we were in little, 5th grade. We played basketball with him. So he was nice, you know.
You on the football team with him too?
Yeah, we're all gonna miss him here at Central.
Wilson, the starting running back on the football team, was attending a football game last Thursday between rivals McKeesport and Gateway when he collapsed from an apparent stroke and was taken to the hospital.
He was at practice that day. He went to the hospital at night. Everyone liked him in school. He was liked by everybody around.
We're told he went to a local hospital but was released and then attended the football game later that night. Meanwhile, the administration at Central Catholic High School released a statement this morning saying the school is saddened by the death of Kyle Wilson. We join together in praying that Kyle will be in God's presence always and for the comfort of his family and friends. It is important that we be united in support of each other during these days. Our counselors are available today to assist students in any way. A memorial mass for Kyle is being planned for our students and faculty. Now, so far, there's been no official word from the family or hospital on the exact cause of Kyle Wilson's death. Meanwhile, Central Catholic High School will go ahead and face Penn Trafford in the first round of the WPIAL playoffs on Friday. Reporting live in Oakland, Bob Allen, Kdka-Tv News.
All right, Bob, thank you. A Fallowfield Township police officer has been arrested for allegedly stealing evidence in a drug investigation. The Washington County Sheriff's Department says Alan Pettit of Harwick removed 5 ounces of cocaine and 15 ounces of marijuana from the Fallowfield police station back in August. Pettit's being held on $50,000 cash bond.
Police are investigating a threat made against a local bank employee. A woman who works at the National City Ranch on Baum Boulevard and Penn Circle says that she was accosted by 2 men outside her home in Wilkinsburg this morning. They allegedly told her if she did not give them a lot of money, they would kill her son. Well, the woman went into work and called police.
Ranch is closed, and like I said, there was no withdrawal of money. There was no abduction of the son or any attempt of abduction.
I take it you're looking for the people that she claims accosted her this morning.
No, that's correct. Yes, she gave a description, and we're running leads, and of course there'll be subsequent interviews done with, with family and friends and things like that.
Her son is safe, and police are now looking for the men who are involved.
Severe erosion has been discovered at Allegheny River Lock and Dam number 6 right near Kittanning. The Army Corps of Engineers in Pittsburgh says it's taking urgent measures to address the erosion, which could impact the stability of the dam. There's no immediate threat to public safety.
The Federal Reserve Board began a 2-day meeting today to discuss what it's going to do next with interest rates. Wall Street investors are expecting the Federal Reserve may cut interest rates another ½ point. So how is the market reacting to all of this? Well, right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up around 100 and, well, we're going to make it even higher than that, about 120 points right now. The NASDAQ also a little higher than that. It's up around 8 points as of this moment. Now, if the Fed does cut interest rates, it would be the second time this month. The Fed hopes lowering borrowing costs will entice people and businesses to spend again and to help revive the economy. Now, in the meantime, there has been a dip in the unemployment rate in Pittsburgh. Last month, it dropped to 5.4%. In August, it was at 5.6%. That is lower than the state's average of 5.7% and the national rate of 6.1%. An alleged plot to assassinate Senator Barack Obama has now been unraveled, and only on KDKA we have a reaction from Obama on these threats.
Also, the Steelers are getting ready to take on the Redskins, but some of the players are recovering from Sunday's game against the Giants. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin updates the injuries in his weekly news conference. We have a live report on that coming up.
Senator Barack Obama drew a large crowd to the Mellon Arena last evening. His visit came on the heels of an investigation that alleges Obama was the target of an assassination plot foiled by the FBI. Two so-called white supremacists are being held without bond in what the government says was a failed plan to kill dozens of black students at a Tennessee high school and ultimately to kill Obama. KT political editor John Delano spoke exclusively with Obama last evening and has his reaction.
What's your reaction to that?
You know, look, I think what's been striking in this campaign is the degree to which these kinds of hate groups have been completely marginalized. That's not who America is. That's not what our future is.
Senator Obama also visited a local campaign office on the South Side. Now, former President Bill Clinton will be in Washington County tomorrow campaigning for Obama. The exact time and location of his stop have yet to be announced.
Senator John McCain and Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin are attending rallies in Hershey and Quakertown, Pennsylvania today. At a rally in Cleveland yesterday, McCain discussed the differences between his tax plan and Senator Obama's.
We both disagree with President Bush on economic policy. The difference is that he thinks taxes have been too low, and I think that spending has been too high.
After McCain stops in Pennsylvania, he'll head to North Carolina.
The Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin is holding his weekly news conference. It's taking place right now, and he is giving an injury update on several key players. We'll have a live report coming up.
And snow is in the forecast. Just how much can we expect and where? Meteorologist Dennis Bowman is here next with your full forecast.
You're watching Kdka-Tv News at noon with Sunny Abada, Stacy Smith, and meteorologist Dennis Bowman. This is Kdka-Tv News at noon.
Well, the Steelers are gearing up for Monday's game against the Redskins, but are they ready? There were a lot of injuries Sunday against the Giants, and the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin is holding his weekly news conference right now. John Shumway is live over at the Steelers practice facility on the South Side with the latest details. John?
Yeah, Stacy, maybe we should call this the medical report today, as there were so many injuries and so many things that they have to go through. First off, Mike Tomlin said they got a really tough opponent they're looking at coming up on Monday night against the Washington Redskins. The Skins are 6-2, and they're 6-2 for good reason. Let's get to that medical report, starting with Ryan Clark, number 25 defensive back. We are told by Coach Tomlin that he had a dislocated right shoulder and looked doubtful for Sunday's game. However, he is encouraged because Ryan Clark had been in. He's undergone some treatment. In fact, I was talking to Ryan just a few minutes ago, and he doesn't know whether he's going to be able to go on Sunday, and he is still in a sling. Willie Parker worked out yesterday, and Willie Parker, his apparently day-to-day is the way the coach is describing it right now. He says Willie did very, very well in the workout yesterday, but again, they just have to take this day-to-day to make sure that we don't have the same problem we had the last time. He tried to come back, and he had a problem in practice, and therefore was out of the game. Now, what everybody wants to know is what's going to happen with the long snapper situation. Greg Warren, number 60, he's been Mr. Steady as far as the long snapping for the Steelers for a couple of years now. He underwent successful left knee surgery yesterday, but again, he is out for the season. So today, they brought in 4 what the coach called credible long snapper candidates. They worked them out this morning. They're going to continue talking to them today, but he says by the end of the business day today, they will have a new long snapper. A couple of other guys want to mention very quickly. Shea Townsend seems to be doing very well, and it looks like he will be back in good action come Sunday. Ben is day to day. They may limit some of his practice this week, but he is expected to go. Casey Hampton could miss a little bit of practice. He has a problem with a toe, but he's expected to go and should be all right. And Marvell Smith is still listed as day-to-day. Clearly, the injury situation is the main thing that the Steelers are dealing with, but by the end of the day, at least they'll have a long snapper under contract, and he'll start working out, of course, with the kicking squad and be ready for Monday night. Live on the South Side, John Shumway, Kdka-Tv News.
All right, John, thank you. Police are now reviewing surveillance video to see just who partook in Penn State's destructive celebration at State College. About 5,000 people rioted after Saturday's victory over Ohio State in Columbus. Police are calling it the worst case of vandalism the university has seen since 2001. Officials say about 10 arrests will be made, and some could be facing felony rioting charges.
A $23 million project is getting underway to revitalize the aviary. The makeover includes a new public cafe, classrooms, and an open-air rooftop theater for birds of prey. The aviary also plans to establish a stronger connection with the Allegheny Commons in West Park, where it is located on the north side.
Well, we continue to watch the weather very closely here. One thing that hasn't moved a whole lot lately is the temperatures around the area. As you look at the WeatherBug Network sites, it's basically mid to upper 30s conditions right now and pretty close to 40 in a lot of cases. Wind gusts significant. We're in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range. There's a gust to 33 being registered on the equipment at Indiana. Now, this is manufacturing wind chill values that are pretty close to 30 degrees in many, many cases. In fact, you see some of them dropping off into the 20s as we speak. So, yes, you feel that chill when you step outdoors. Go to Viper Weather Radar and you can get an idea. I've opened up wide here so you can see the storm, the coastal storm focused here and swirling. Lots of Atlantic moisture around the backside and the wind trajectory coming off of Lake Erie, producing some rain showers. Every once in a while it goes over to snow and then back to rain. And if you look down here where the additional lift is taking place, every once in a while we get some snow going in some areas of West Virginia. So it's a situation kind of moment by moment. We watch this, but much of the time rain mixed with snow as we go through our day and then going over to all snow. I would think probably around 11 o'clock tonight is when all of that's going to happen for the neighborhoods in southwest PA. So we'll keep watching it. Let's give you an idea of what's going on with our maps right now. And yes, the jet stream has dipped way down here, putting us into the cold side of things with our strengthening low continuing to move off the Atlantic seaboard. And look at this, a winter weather advisory now. We know we have a lot of folks watching us in Garrett County, Maryland, and also down into Preston and Tucker County, West Virginia. But a few inches of snow could accumulate there and enough to create some slippery driving conditions. So you want to watch out for that. Warren County up in north of I-80 there, also in a lake effect snow advisory for the possibility of picking up a few inches of snow as well. So that low continues to bring in the cold northwest airflow, and 3 to 6 inches there in parts of Garrett County, Maryland, possible, and a similar amount of snow real close to the lakeshore. Elsewhere, it looks like a general 1 to 3 coating in those higher terrain areas off to the south and east. Yes, the top-down view of cloud cover looking like this. We've actually been squeezing in some rays of sun in parts of the area, a thinning of the cloud deck here, and wholesale clearing out to the west of Columbus. Any sun we see today is just going to be a bonus, though. 40 degrees. Our temperature as we start the broadcast. West-northwest winds 21 gusting to 25. We do have that wind advisory in the central portion of our state. So traveling east on the turnpike, you can run into some gusts that may go 40 to 50 miles per hour. High pressure is going to build in over the next 48 hours, kicking out the clouds. And also, as we get the return flow of southerly air around the back sides of those, we'll see a warm-up coming. Here's the forecast. About 40 is going to do it for our high today, with rather windy conditions at times and rain. Every once in a while, some snow mixing in, then going over to all snow late tonight. And maybe somebody gets a whitening of the ground, but the accumulation should stay in the Laurel Highlands area. And then we get into some flurries around, scattered about 39 tomorrow's high. And then we'll climb out of this. Thursday, sunshine 49. How about 60 on Halloween? So it'll be comfortable for the kids on Halloween night. And then partly sunny and 56, our outlook for Saturday. So again, I think the one thing I would be concerned about as we drop down to about 32 tonight is there could be a slick spot or two for the morning rush hour. So let's give them a heads up on that.
No accumulation, though, for the most part.
For the most part, yes, that stays in the higher terrain.
Okay, Dennis,
Okay.
thank you. Coming up next, we have a look at one of the stories we are working on for our evening newscast. A one-on-one interview with Bishop David Zubik, who is guiding Catholic voters this election year. A preview is next. Dennis.
The decision of whether to vote for Senator John McCain or Senator Barack Obama may be a difficult one for some people.
And it's a difficult decision for the local leader of the Catholic Church as well. KDKA's Andy Sheehan sat down with Bishop David Zubik on a one-on-one interview and is live with a preview. Andy.
Well, Sonny, the bishop isn't telling anyone who to vote for, but at the same time, he says the teachings of the church are clear. Tonight at 5, you'll hear his views on which issues he believes are most important for Catholics to consider when deciding how to cast their vote. And in keeping with the church's teachings, he believes that the candidate's position on abortion is the most important.
The one issue that can't be minimized is the issue about being pro-life. But there are a lot of other issues along the continuum that are pro-life issues. Trying to eradicate poverty, making sure that people have proper health care, addressing the issue of capital punishment, taking a look at war. Those are all important issues. But I think that what's being confused a little, I think, in our own church is the view that all of those issues are equally the same, and they really aren't.
Now, also in my interview, you'll find out what the bishop plans to do on Monday to make sure Catholics are spiritually ready to cast their votes on Tuesday. That's tonight beginning at 5. For now, live in the newsroom, Andy Sheehan, Kdka-Tv News.
All right, Andy, thank you. When the markets opened today, they opened on the plus side significantly, and let's see what they're doing right now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, as you can see, is up about 138 points, 137 points. The NASDAQ also on the positive side, up about to 12 points. Will these numbers hold? We'll find out. We'll have our latest numbers coming up on our 4 o'clock newscast.
All right, and another check of the forecast.
I got some numbers for you as we look at the 14-day temperature trend. Yeah, we're sampling winter here for the next couple of days, but a nice bump up as we get up to 49 on Thursday and pretty close to 60 on Friday, and then staying consistently on the mild side on into the first part of November. So there you go.
We'll take that.
Thanks, Dennis.
You're welcome.
And that is the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Now stay tuned for the young and the restless, and we hope that you join Patrice and me for our next regularly scheduled newscast today at 4.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.